Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, the honorable all of the speakers, all of the committee, and also all of the participants whom I appreciate. Welcome to this meeting room, to the Frontier in Sustainable Agro-Maritime and Environmental Development Conference. I'm Anissa Rakasana. I would like to say thank you for the opportunity that has been given so I can present my research with the title The Lens of Social Learning Theory and Imitation Behavior to Adapting Climate Change in Agriculture. The author is me, Anissa Rakasana, and my lecturer is Sarviti Prasojo. Okay, first let's start with my research background. Rural development in the agricultural sector have a big challenges in terms of climate change. Climate change has also affected the agricultural sector in a multidimensional way, ranging from resources, agricultural infrastructure, agricultural production system, aspect of food security and independence, as well as the welfare of farmer and society in general. By Regency et al. 2011, Marcelo et al. 2016 state the farmer and rural communities are groups of people who have a high vulnerability from the current climate change problems. However, this has not been matched by the strong awareness and adaptive capacity of farmer and rural communities. The 13th point of the Sustainable Development Goals specifically pay attention to the issue of climate change. This shows that all countries in the world agree that it is important to minimize the impact of climate change by making adaptation and mitigation efforts as early as possible, especially in the agricultural sector. Houston 2018 state that communication can build community resilience, disaster preparedness, and maintain community member correlation. And then, Bandura 1977 state that interpersonal communication can be done as an effort to increase individual knowledge and skill. In Bandura social learning theory, shows that a person's behavior can be influenced through socially mediated observation and direct experience. This relates to learning process carried out by individuals through observation of their environment at the interpersonal level, which include imitating parents, friends in the agricultural community, and community in carry out their farming as part of the model that is imitated to run their farming. Here is the analytical framework for my research and looking at the application of social learning theory to farm in adapting climate change. It is necessary to look at the cognitive factor variable consisting of knowledge and expectation. Then this study also looks at the role of the model from the individual immediate environment from the agricultural community by paying attention to environmental factor consisting of norms and access in community. And finally, the behavioral factor themselves that can change individual behavior consisting of skill, practice, and self-efficacy. All three are considered to have a correlation with each other. Now, we're going to the next section, which I will explain about this research methodology. My research location, it is located in Indramayu, Regency, West Java, Indonesia. This research using quantitative approach supported by qualitative approach. And the data will be collected by two methods. The first is by questionnaire for the quantitative data, and the second is by in-depth interview, observation, and study of literature for the qualitative data. The respondents of this research are taken from 60 samples by using purposive sampling and the simple random sampling. And the informant that we choose is local champion, leader of group, and other stakeholders. The quantitative data will be analyzed by Spearman Rank correlation, t-test, and the qualitative data will be analyzed by three steps, which are data reduction, data presentation, and conclusion drawing verification. The next section is the result of this research. There is a correlation between environmental factor and farmers' cognitive factor. From the table 1, we know that the norms aspect has a positive correlation with the expectation aspect. Meanwhile, the aspect of the access within the group of environmental factor has a positive and real correlation to both aspect of the cognitive factor variable, namely knowledge and expectation. The correlation coefficient in the table is positive, indicating that the correlation between the two variables is unidirectional, which means that if access within the group is higher, it is related to increased knowledge and expectation of farmer in dealing with climate change in their farming. Next, the table 2 talk about correlation environmental factor and farmer adaptation behavior. From table 2, we know that the access aspect in the group has a positive and real relationship to the skill aspect and practice aspect. Based on this, it can be interpreted that If the farmer's environmental factors are higher, that is related to increase in farmer adaptation, behavior in facing climate change in their farming. In the table 3, correlation cognitive factor and farmer adaptation behavior. Okay, you can see the expectation aspect only has a positive and real relationship to the self-efficacy aspect. The expectation of being able to overcome future problems for climate change can increase farmer confidence or self-efficacy to try action or practice agricultural cultivation that is adaptive to climate change. And the last table is t-test result of farmer adaptive behavior in facing climate change. It is known that the significance value or significance total is 0.000, which indicates that there is a difference in behavior between farmer who join and farmer who do not join the climate change responsive farmer association in adapting, because the significant value is more than 0.05. This happens because the interaction of farmer in group can provide knowledge to act in overcoming difficult situation due to climate change. Meanwhile, farmers who are not member of the group do not have adequate knowledge in adapting to climate change and choose to carry out agricultural cultivation as usual. The next section is the conclusion of the structures. Is the first is environmental factor in the access of community aspect are related to farmer cognitive factor and farmer adaptation behavior in facing climate change. And the second is cognitive factor in the expectation aspect are related to adaptation behavior farmer on the aspect of self-efficacy. And then the last is there are difference in behavior between farmer who join and farmer who do not join climate change response farmer association in adapting climate change. By showing the conclusion, it becomes the last one I do in my presentation. Thank you for the attention. Now I'm giving back to the time to moderator. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.